What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the Hasan broadcast coming to you live from gloomy California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is a hump day, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. I got a haircut. I got a cut. Anyway, it's hump day, ladies and gentlemen. They fucked your shit up, King. Stop cutting your hair, please. I think it's really funny that a 34-year-old man consistently gets the exact same haircut for years and years and years. And then every single time I do get it, there's like a bunch of children in my chat being like, I don't like the way you got a haircut. It's like, okay, well, you're not my mom and I'm not a child, okay? Wait, the New York Times wrote about Brett Cooper and they misquoted me? Brett Cooper is spreading conservatism one celebrity drama at a time. But even stars on the left have shown respect for Ms. Cooper's approach. While the Hasan Piker progressive streamer is accused of copying his own internet-y cadence, he has complimented her decent job of covering apolitical topics with sometimes subtle, sometimes not so subtle right-wing tilt. That's not a misquote. That's correct. Mr. Piker has a massive audience too with nearly 3 million followers on Twitch. Brett Cooper's popping off spectacular in ways that I could never even imagine for myself. Mr. Piker 33 said this year on channel, she's cooking. 20 years ago, hosting a cable show might have been a dream for someone like Cooper or Mr. Piker. Today, with traditional television in decline, more on-air talent is going independent. Ms. Cooper's already started her own shingle, having departed the Daily Wire to start the Brett Cooper Show on YouTube in January. No, that was an honest assessment, and I stand by it. Okay, but it does sound like you're a fan. I mean, I will sometimes offer real analysis from a media perspective. It's like when I talk about Alex Jones. Like I say, Alex Jones in his peak was a profoundly entertaining figure. That doesn't mean that he's like a force of good. He's not a force of good, right? But he is still very much an entertaining figure. Okay, more quotes. Apparently, my criticism of the Nelk Boys podcast has made its way to HAARETZ. Let's take a look. Modern day Hitler. Netanyahu slammed by the right for a podcast appearance full of whoppers. Netanyahu's appearance on the Nelk Boys far right podcast and their softball questions of the PM amid mass starvation in Gaza caused outrage among leftists and the MAGA-loving manosphere alike. This is from Ben Samuels, writing from Washington for Haaretz. Netanyahu's appearance full send podcast, who previously visited Israel in 2023, indicated an awareness of the MAGA media landscape and the so-called manosphere of podcasters, streamers, and YouTubers that helped Trump make significant inroads ahead of the 2024 election. During the episode, Netanyahu repeated his well-established praise for Trump and attacked New York mayoral candidate Zohar Mamdani in more explicit terms than he has before. Netanyahu also spent a valuable time during a highly anticipated interview espousing his preference for Burger King over McDonald's. Immediately following the episode's publication, the manosphere exploded with condemnation over their failure to critically question Netanyahu, as well as their decision to platform the prime minister. On YouTube, the episode received more than 3 times the number of dislikes to likes, with right-wing content creator Sneeko, an avowed critic of Israel, circulating a clip of the host saying, "We are so not qualified to do this. That's what's interesting about this. We should just not be doing this." When you're right, you're right. Maybe stick to sports betting. Promoting alcohol and gambling, says Nico, who has previously faced bans from YouTube and Twitch comments deemed anti-Semitic. Nick Fuentes, prominent white nationalist and popular live streamer, joined in attacking the Nelk Boys with a trivial questioning of Netanyahu. You're talking about fucking Whoppers? Fuentes said on his podcast, friend of Burger King's signature burger, that Netanyahu expressed his love for. You're genociding 2 million people. The host, meanwhile, explicitly acknowledged the backlash while live streaming later in the day. It's a good point. Someone said having Netanyahu on is like having modern day Hitler on, which honestly, it's a good point. We're here to fucking learn. Be honest, Porgar said. The Nelk Boys then invited some of the critics on their stream directly to address the controversy, including both Sneeko and Fuentes. He's going to come on your show and try to get all the young conservative frat guys back in the pocket of Israel. They see you as PR for Israel doing damage control for Netanyahu, Fuentes said to the nodding host. It seems pretty unpopular and transparent that Netanyahu took the interview for that purpose. Sneeko then told the Nelk Boys that Netanyahu was worse than Hitler. Oh, damn. They linked my actual fucking clip. They linked my, Haaretz linked my actual, this is like a jailable offense, dude, in Israel, I feel like. Linking a terrorist broadcaster like myself and her YouTube page. Forgard and Steinberg, however, did not only explicitly address the Netanyahu episode with critics on the right, they convened with Hasan Piker, the left-wing Twitch streamer who has found himself at odds with the Jewish establishment organizations over his vociferous criticism of the Gaza war. Would you interview Adolf Hitler during the Holocaust if you had the opportunity? Probably not, right? We had less information on the Holocaust while it was happening than we do on this modern iteration of a genocide because we get to see it in real time, Piker told them on their kick stream. Just because we have someone on doesn't necessarily mean a W for the guest, they told Piker. Our viewers are fucking smart. I'm well equipped to have a conversation with Benjamin Netanyahu. I can turn around and tell him that the World Food Program has said there's no evidence to suggest Hamas is stealing hate. You don't have that follow-up in that situation. Piker said. Jewish left-wing podcaster Adam Friedland, the Jewish left-wing podcaster Adam Friedland, millennial Jon Stewart, also joined and said, you say it's just a podcast, but you don't realize there's a gravity there and powerful people want your access, want access to your platform. Cool, Adam. the millennial Bill Maher. Powerful people want access to your platform and have a fucking agenda. The Palestinians were dispossessed. Everywhere they go, they get killed. And if we can't see ourselves in that, it's a shanda, Friedland added, using the Yiddish term for shame to reject Steinberg's invocation of his own Judaism during the podcast. Damn, this is like pretty fucking solid assessment. Shouts out to HAARETZ once again, the only Israeli outlet that has given me decent takes instead of roundly condemning me as a fucking vicious anti-Semite like Times of Israel did, putting me up there next to people like fucking Sneeko and Nick Fuentes. When the host tried defending it by insisting they disagree with Netanyahu, Friedland retorted, you collaborated with him. Piker, meanwhile, called Netanyahu infinitely worse than Hamas while insisting the Israeli military's conduct is a million times worse than anything Hamas could have ever done. A recent Pew survey published in April found that the 53% of Americans now hold an unfavorable opinion on Israel, an 11-point increase from March 2022. The Nelk Boys, meanwhile, said they will give the other side the opportunity to respond to Netanyahu in their next episode without specifying who it'll be. That's just the way we roll, bro. Someone has to do it. What a refreshing change of pace to see a news outlet actually fucking just, cover the things that I did say rather than adding on additional unnecessary qualifiers, making it seem as though I have said things that I haven't said or acting as though I have some sort of cynical underlying purpose. We live now in an unprecedented time where if someone is anti-Semitic, they don't need to shelter the world from their anti-Semitism. They can just openly say that they're anti-Semitic. And it's really interesting to me that my critics still try to hold on to this old hat method of being like, actually Hasan is anti-Semitic. I promise. It's like, bro, what are you talking about? It's like when someone tries to tell me I'm transphobic. When someone on the right, or even someone who's like an apolitical centrist, who's not exactly fond of trans people, will be like, Hasan's transphobic. I'm like, bitch, what do you mean? If I was transphobic, I'd be getting clout off of that. Like, is literally, it's clouded. It's popular position, especially on the internet, to be transphobic. And honestly, it's increasingly becoming the popular position to be anti-Semitic too. It just truly does not make any sense whatsoever. When these guys will be like, this guy is anti-Semitic, he's just hiding it. It's like, why would I do that? If it's something that I believed, especially in this day and age, look at fucking Nick Fuentes, look at Sneeko, look at Myron Gaines. These guys all have these guys are literally growing their platforms by being openly anti-Semitic. Okay. Yeah. Dan Bilzerian, Candace Owens. It just doesn't make any sense when they say these like stupid things. Yeah. You got motherfuckers on Jubilee being out and about open Nazis, people saying that they're like openly fascist. It's crazy to me. Nowadays, people will go on a larger platform and declare to the world openly that they are just a straightforward fascist. And in that process, if they suffer any repercussions whatsoever, they can just turn around and literally farm donos off of that from other fascists. Like that one fat fascist who went on the Mehdi Hasan thing and was like, I'm a fascist, ha ha ha, do you have a problem with that? And then he claimed to get fired, which apparently is also a lie, turns out. Turns out he had already been laid off months prior, apparently. And he'll just be like, oh no, I got fired from my job for being a fascist. Can you please give me money? And then he can make 30 grand off that. That's the time and place that we're in now. That's the meta. Like there was that one woman who called the black child the N-word and then straight up made like hundreds of thousands of dollars off that. There was that. There was the other guy who got yelled at by Dave Portnoy because he had like his buddies went and got bought a thing at one of Dave Portnoy's bars to like kill all Jews or something, like the bar thing that they did. And then that dude also raised $100,000. It's just completely crazy. You can just farm that now. That's just being a bad person literally pays at this point. Like not even a joke. And speaking of bad people and being a bad person, getting paid to be a bad person, let's take a look at the White House. Caroline Leavitt is currently doing a press conference, briefing the members of the media, July 23rd, 2025.
Forward with interviewing Ms. Maxwell.
A lot of the people are asking questions about how Congress went into recess a day early because they didn't want to put up a Jeffrey Epstein vote, and what that really is about. What's going on? Why Trump is just running away from this Jeffrey Epstein stuff? Meanwhile, Donald Trump has tried numerous different ways of throwing like a smoke grenade or a flashbang in this direction to get the trail off of this Jeffrey Epstein stuff, because his own base of support is just kind of collapsing in and of itself, because they're like, why won't you give us information on Jeffrey Epstein? Like, did you have sex with Jeffrey Epstein? What's actually happening? Basically, they've tried everything at this point. First Trump was like, it's a hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. It's whatever. Don't talk about this, please. It's boring. Why are you still talking about this? Don't talk about this any further. Or, the Clintons actually did this, and then they weirdly put their own name in the pile for some reason. And now they've done like a string of different like dispersion techniques, distraction techniques, like trying to make people focus all of their attention on other stuff. They released like all of the MLK files, I guess, the other day. Then they launched an investigation into Barack Obama, which Donald Trump has explicitly stated he is using as a mechanism of distraction away from the Epstein stuff. So we shall see where this goes. The Obama stuff might actually work because, Republicans do hate him a lot. And they're looking into potentially prosecuting Barack Obama, which is the funniest way to try and move away from the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, is just like relitigating Barack Obama's attempts at throwing the election in favor of Hillary Clinton in 2016, which failed, okay? It failed. Trump literally became president. You won, dog. What do you mean? What is this sore loser shit? Like, you haven't figured out a new meta since 2016? Yeah, he's also blocking a stadium agreement if the Commanders don't change their name back to the Indians. I guess like that's like another thing, but I don't think that has a lot of motion, is what I mean. Yeah, Hillary buttery emails, Benghazi. They're just like hitting all of the lines over and over again, and it hasn't worked. A federal judge has rejected unsealing Epstein's grand jury documents, and this just happened also. This just in. And not only that, but also Donald Trump's own lawyer, who was Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer as well, is now working with the DOJ and is directly talking to the Ghislaine Maxwell team. Ghislaine Maxwell, pardon, incoming. Who knows what she'll say? Don't forget that one of Jeffrey Epstein's lawyers died. Yeah, that one is not that surprising. The motherfucker was 80, bro. Come on. Prominent Miami defense lawyer Roy Black, who gained national attention by winning an acquittal in 1991 on the William Kennedy Smith rape trial, was involved in scores of other high-profile cases. He was 80, man. I don't think this was like a suspicious death. It's like saying Ozzy Osbourne died. Isn't that suspicious? He was just a kid, guys. Okay, listen. I know that because we follow politics quite a bit, 80 is basically like a freshman senator. 80 is like the youngest congressperson. So clearly you guys think, well, there's so many sexy, young, virile congresspersons at the early age of 80, so it's just like strange that this young man would pass away like this. But I don't think it's that suspicious that a 80-year-old died. It's just I don't think that that's the case. Yeah, speaking of young, virile congresspersons, here's another one. Rhodes Scholar John Kennedy, also at the young age of 73. He had a little short circuit moment. Let's take a look.
I'm sure Jesus loves them, but everybody else thinks everybody else.
Hey.
So I guess we had some more technical problems.
Dude, it's so funny because they're both old as fuck, dude. Like, you got an old ass alcoholic interviewing another what is happening? It's like this feels like a meme. Like, just pull yourself out of the situation, because like our expectation is that our Congress is old as fuck, and also the people who watch television are old as fuck, and also the people who are on television are old as fuck. But it's like, when will the boomers let go? When will the boomers let go? Because they are hanging on, man. They are really hanging on. They're hanging on, and they got the death grip. Have you ever had a situation with like one of your grandparents, maybe they got Alzheimer's, mine all did, and they just like hold you tight with their hands, and they got the death claw, and you're like, where is this power coming from? You know, old man grip. That's how they're holding on to their positions of power, bro. What is going on? Just let it go. Let it go. Why are we waiting for you to die on camera? What the hell? Who is this for? When they are in hell, they will petition Satan for leadership. It's just so strange, man. It's strange. It's a strange situation. Oh, yeah. I mean, look.
I'm sure Jesus loves them, but everybody else thinks. Everybody else.
So I guess we had some more technical problems.
He's like, oh, it must be technical problems. Oh, really? Yeah. Is that what we're calling it? Yeah, there is technically a problem. And the problem is that we have 70-plus-year-old senators still trying to talk through a fucking stroke, dude. Their brains shut on and off. That's the problem. And it's not like a little problem. It's not a technical problem. It's a big problem. Is the host claiming that the audio is breaking and the senator can't hear Fox? Yeah, he's just trying to run cover. Kennedy's trying to talk through IRL toolkit. Old man exit stopped working. I mean, when was it working really? It's just so busted. Yeah, it's not a technical difficulty. It's a biological difficulty. And it's not even a difficulty. It's nature running its course. Being mean to the elderly? Yes, dude. I'm going to continue being mean to the elderly if they don't get out of the way. And if they're short-circuiting in broad daylight, in real time. And they're senators. I'm not being mean to them because they're like at the old folks home and I'm like, fuck you, old man. Like, I'm not being mean for no reason. It's just like, it's unreasonable for that person to still be in a position of power at this stage in their lives, okay? It's not like your grandparents. That's a person who has awesome amounts of power.